Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different format. It's something that maybe I flirted with before, or I maybe did actually try briefly a couple years ago, but basically, I'm going to try on Reddit, YouTube, and Twitter, maybe, also to go through like different comments and fallacies that people are saying and just try to debunk them and respond to them. And I'll try to stick to mainly using my logical razors from my own debate format, but I guess I could just use general ones and just kind of you see that and it triggers me, and I never post comments on YouTube. Like if you I can even show you like my history on YouTube when we get there. Like I never ever post them. They're either just like my own timestamps when I post a video, my playthroughs and stuff. I'll just put the timestamps and I might respond on my own videos, but I never like to actually post anything. A lot of my ideas though from that, because I have a couple friends that were part of that debate format and just other people online. I have seen some of my stuff quoted over the years on YouTube. My one friend especially likes to do it with chess. I'll make some offhanded joke about chess, and then one of them got like 100K. I'll show it here. 100K upvotes. It's stuff that I think is dumb and I wouldn't even want to do, but it's like, what was it? Like Magnus can't believe stockfish, something like that. And then I make this joke, and then he posts it on his, and it has like 100K. Yeah, he's looking at the normal starting position because I was making fun of the fact that actually I don't want to show too much. Well, whatever. But so I'll try when I'm doing YouTube stuff. I'll try not to actually show the videos too much because I'm just making fun of the fact that they don't actually show you what the position is. It's like, oh, Magnus beats Fabiano from this position. Well, what position? Like, cool, you're showing his face, but we don't actually get to see the position. So I just thought that was dumb. And people, again, like 100K upvotes, like, it's so stupid. But the point is, yeah, stuff like that. There's a couple other people who stole some of my old takes and comments, but it's not really stealing. I don't really care. But yeah, I'll try to use my own logical razors, and I don't know exactly what topics to look for, but right, something political can always be annoying and false duality. But no, I typically don't like doing that myself for whatever reason, but I just made a Reddit here. I don't think I even ever had one before. My friend made one for me. Once again, my channel art and stuff. And for some reason, my name is taken, but I don't think that would be why. Like, if you look up this, right, this is the Reddit itself, but that's not a username, I don't think. Right, so I don't really understand. 5 online, but how? Wait, what? This doesn't have members. What do you mean 5 online? Maybe 5 people looking at it, but that also doesn't make sense. This is like a dead Reddit, but it was just meant to be a compilation of my art, but then I started doing it myself on DeviantArt. So I have like 30 total channel arts, which is not a lot over like 4 years, but yeah, this would be my only other presence on Reddit, which wasn't even me who did it, but sometimes whatever. Like, I always don't mind if people do that, but it's just, I don't really encourage it or care about it. So what is something that we could find here? Let's go through just some top stuff, trending stuff. I'll just do this briefly to introduce the format. You know what it kind of reminds me of is like the AMA stuff, like where Mark Cuban responds to comments on like Yahoo Answers or whatever, which isn't even around anymore. Like, let me see, answers, questions, something like that, right? They would have these things, and they would go on and do a response. It was almost like that, except I'm not Mark Cuban or anybody famous, but whatever. We'll try to, like, see, I could just indulge this. Okay, what's the first movie that pops into my head? I don't really even know. You shouldn't have to think about it. The first one that popped into my head is, yeah, actually, what it was actually Magnolia. Fuck it. Not that it's his best movie or anything like that, but it was the first one. But see, it's partly inspired by the picture because it kind of looks like, he kind of looks like the character in this picture. Right, so it's kind of a little bit of a leading question. Am I ugly? Like, why are we getting ones like this? I will do, like, give me some substantive topic that isn't too political without it being annoying that way. There's always a false duality with that. Like, I could criticize something about Biden, let's say, a couple years back. That doesn't mean I like Trump, but that's what people would say, right? You say something negative about one side, then you have to be on the other side, and they'll discredit you for that, even though, no, I might dislike both of them, but you can still be critical, right? You could be a Democrat and critical of him. You could be a Republican and critical of Biden, or I mean Trump. Let's see if we find an interesting topic. This is the problem. We're going to get all kind of stupid things that I don't want to see. Hello, Reddit. This will turn into just me reacting to Reddit, but what is something that would be actually a good topic? Breakfast for dinner. Rate this fry up. These are all just like stupid things. Like, I literally just made the account, so it's not like I'd have any, oh, they're suggesting this because you've looked at something similar, but I haven't looked at anything. So this is the Reddit experience. If you make a new Reddit account, this is what you'll get. Am I ugly? Like, what kind of posts are these, and why are you showing them? They must just be trending and interest in a similar community. The only community I chose was, or wait, what is that? I chose, like, history. As like an interest. It made me choose one interest, but I didn't choose that. Old school cool. Like, there are two things you can always debate that are fun, like movies. I used to always review movies and do that as like a channel back in the day, and I did also like so I did like that 1 week only of like discussing sports, but that was kind of fun. So those two aren't like, for, ESPN First Take or something. It's something that you can get really into it without offending anybody, really, because it's just random stuff, right? Like, we could discuss stuff in gaming. Some of these Reddits, I think, won't let you post unless, you have good karma or something. I've heard people complain about that. Steam has now reached yeah, let's discuss the Valorant thing, the little spyware. Why does my mic seem so low right now? Like how they have that anti-cheat thing, and it's like, something that could resemble malware, spyware, kind of like the way that, we're worried about TikTok, but we're not worried about, TikTok, but we're not worried about, I'm on Steam right now, actually. I'm logged in because I was playing GTA and I forgot to close it. So I don't know if that really counts that you're, just logged in, but all-time peak. Apparently they canceled Twisted Metal game. I just don't know. Maybe I went into this at the wrong time. Right after I give a blueberry, what even is this game? It looks kind of like Pokemon, but it looks like the graphics are almost too good. Xbox, let's shit all over console. All the fallacies that people say, oh, well, but this game was better on console. Like NBA 2K is better on console, but it could just be better optimized. Is there any sports game that deserves a reboot? I've never played it. I don't think. One of my favorite things in it, I don't know, like, you can almost look at that through a tag, right? Controversial. There used to be like a setting for this. I don't know how I even know some of this because I barely even use it, but maybe I've just seen references to it. Suitable name for the cat. Like, this is really the quality of posts that we're getting. Hot, new, rising. There's no content to display. What do you mean? There's no hot content. Best content. Just all these random things. Drop a song that in your opinion has that moment. That part that makes you feel like you're on an astral journey. Okay, how about that Flight Facilities, what's it called even? Flight Facilities something, that it was a song that was featured actually in GTA 5. The hell is it called? Shine a Light. Or wait, what is the C90s then? Whatever, this one is what I'm trying to say, but I can't figure out what the band is and or am I not supposed to link it then? I just want it in plain text. For fuck's sake. Now it'll ban me for posting a link, like, which I'm not even trying to do. For fuck's sake. Because I'm too lazy to actually type it out. I'm gonna delete it by, okay, there we go. What else do we have here? I feel like Twitter would sometimes be better for it. Like, I might use one of my secondary or third channel because I don't want to use my main channel. I don't know, I just find the whole process of doing comments kind of dumb, but make the comments section look like it's 2008 and GTA 4 just came out. Like, what was something new to that game? Wow, you can swim without dying. Although I can't remember. I think you could swim in San Andreas. You just couldn't swim in some of the older ones. Right, where you would die like in GTA 3. That's actually how I died on my permadeath first playthrough. Only one who likes moving K-drama. How much do you think I should charge for this? Well, I guess $0. I could do like a troll section too. Like, I'm just 0 cents because you just gave it for free. Lol. I don't know if I'd want to sell it. Like, I'm looking at it right here, so why would I pay for it? Haha. I don't know if I want to be a dick like that, but your favorite opening scene from a movie that was a good game theory, like 5 pirate puzzle moment by Christopher Nolan. No need for condiments. Okay, make some stimuli acme innuendo joke there. Which series should I start with after my boards? Yeah, I don't really watch TV, so I haven't seen any of them. I don't know what the relationship between Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad is. It must be made by like the same people because people are always making jokes between them. Would you fight him handing you an L? Yeah, let's fight him without the benefit of the core. Yeah, let me actually say that. Only if the corporate owned media sits this one out. Smile emoji. Just because of how much he's getting carried, because oh my goodness, 81 million votes for a guy who nobody liked before, who ran for president twice before and was ousted on plagiarism, and it's just a consistency issue. To now be associated with something like this down the road, like it doesn't mean, right? That's all that means. He got helped and carried by the corporate owned media. That's true. That is a fact. That doesn't mean that you support anybody else, or although I did vote for Trump this time, as much as everybody's losing their mind about the Ukraine thing now, but he's kind of doing some of the exact things he said he would do. What song comes to mind when you see this? Or like, I like it as a trick that, oh, maybe he's done all this just so that, oh, the European Union will stand up now, right? European countries and say, okay, then we'll help Ukraine if you won't. So good, let them do it for us. Like, we've done a lot already. When you finish that one anime that's so good, you have to pull out this pose. Like, what are some of these stimuli acme bait pictures, as I'll call it? Thirst traps, as we call in the modern day. Rate my setup. That seems very odd and unnecessary. I don't know why you'd have it outside like that. These posts are absolutely garbage. Like, you got to find a better. Like, what is this? There's nothing substantive at all. Even the ones I'm posting to are just sort of meme worthy. And then if I do another episode, I can always like look at like, let's see how people reacted to stuff. Or I really can't even find anything that I like. He's got to be like a controversial topic or something. Answers would be cool if it was like Yahoo Answers. Reddit Answers, ask it and get answers. I don't want to ask it. I want to answer the ones that people posted, but European leaders hold emergency summit with Zelensky in London. They'll all try to suck up and try to show off using this. Right, you think about these sort of moments, and it's like, it should always be done for strategic reasons. There's so many African countries that were ignored, like when they had upheavals and this and that, and nobody felt bad about them, or it was never mentioned, right? So it should always be like, okay, we're doing it for a strategic reason, we're afraid of Russia, whatever, but it shouldn't be like, we're doing it for moralizing and gratifying reasons. So like, let's keep the war going on forever then, and just try to whatever regime change in Russia. You can't think like that. You have to be more than 1,000 people protest. Yeah, 1,000, is that really? Well, I guess if it's just in that area. Zelensky was the only man in the room without makeup on. He was the only man in the room. We could do. I think I tried to do something here, like on Twitter. I had another account, and I don't have an account for this, but like I would do like this factually. What do you call it? It would be like some sort of joke on a fact check. So I'd say, fact check, objectively, right? These other people are men too, biologically, whatever. So it's like you're just taking the piss and being like very on the nose. You're just saying things in an accurate sense. Like there was a thing said by Anderson Cooper, like, oh, Trump is like a turtle. Fact check, he's actually not a turtle. Like he's a turtle sitting on his back in the sun. Canada should be our 51st state. It's kind of stupid. Vance flees to undisclosed location after protesters disrupt Vermont ski trip. Nerve to yell at someone who didn't run away from war. Again, as if we fall into this false duality that, there's an expression I had from that very debate format, like, never glorify war. Like, it's an unnecessary thing. Like it's a unfortunate but necessary thing at best. But you should never glorify it so much that like, oh, look how we're proud to do it, or the goal should always be like, let's try to get it over with or minimize it, instead of trying to feel good about it or gratified about it. You should never do that. Talk me out of buying. Take multitasking to the max. That seems like an ad. Promoted. The power and maneuverability F20. Yeah, this is already depressing me. I thought this might be a stupid format, but Does it show me like my all post history? Let's see if any of these really get. Okay, Magnolia. That's just me sort of trolling a little bit, but you know, there was a good analysis I did with that, like to show, okay, he ran twice before and he didn't get even close to 81 million votes, and now all of a sudden he suddenly does. So it's like, you know, what changed if not the support of the media obviously pushing for him a lot. I think the two categories I could do, let me pick some communities now because it's getting kind of annoying actually. I can't find anything of value. So we'll do like a basketball one, we can do like a movies one, and we could do a something to do with either politics or, I kind of don't want it to be politics, but I want it to be like some sort of social issues, like how I became a social butterfly. Okay. 2 years ago, I started major depression. I don't care. Not having social media affect your social life. This could be, but they're not recent enough. It's, yeah. Social, like, I don't know. Social, there's always fallacies with that. Like, blame the user, not the tool. That would be one of my logical razors. Like, spread positivity to help animals. Some of this is just like, oh, virtue signaling. Look at me trying to do something, and I want attention for it. 2 million members, 42 online. How to find creators that can actually something. Social media faces major backlash over violence. These posts don't have enough comments and things to them, though. This is what you consider to be hot. Two likes, 1 comment. What is that? Like, you have more response on my fucking channel. My dead shitty channel. Say something nice about him. Sort of just news, I guess, in general. Like, more so social issues than. Zelensky asked on Fox News if he can salvage a relationship with Trump. I don't even care so much about the content of the thing. I care about, like, what are people. Fox News is pretty tough to listen to, but credit where credit is due. Our people to your people, not me. Trump has never understood that he represents the USA, not Trump and MAGA only. He never negotiates with our interest. Dudes and oligarchs. And saying that Fox is more cordial than the POTUS. Minus 713 makes it seem like that's what people voted on the post. I think everyone understands Trump, especially Vance, fucked up, but nobody. And part of that was like deliberate, right? I've seen the clip where like he's, oh, well, let's keep this going on longer. I want people to see this. So in a way, what you're doing is sort of punishing transparency. Okay, we should have this conversation behind closed doors, and then nobody's upset about it, right? So you're punishing the wrong thing. Regardless of the content or how you feel about it, it's like, wouldn't you rather see it? And that's a good thing that you got to see it, rather than, oh, let's just do it behind closed doors and you don't get to see it. So everything's fine. That's like a rule by omission fallacy, right? Where, oh, if you just keep something out of sight and out of mind, it never happened because people are just mindless reactionary sheep. So, to assault a news reporter, filming news clip impossible. Oh, because they keep honking at her. Why are these so old? Like, what is it that I'm missing about how this works? Where are like all the good quality current posts going on about something significant? Fox News protest. We the people, not the billionaires. Protest the media headquarters until they actually start to do their jobs. Not just Fox, CNN, NBC, ABC. I like how people pick on Fox too. There's a bit of a false duality with that. Like over the years, there's a lot of hate for Fox in particular. Like they don't see the same process. It's like the hive mind idea. I guess I'll just do it like this, where it just brings up good topics to discuss rather than, you know, actual response to people, because I can't figure out how exactly to do it. But like, people would pick on Fox for being biased, which is true, obviously, but then they won't see that the other networks are biased too. It's just like, so if 5 networks are biased one way, like let's say more towards the left or Democrats or whatever, and then one network is biased the other way, they're both biased. It's just that one is like creating a impression of a hive mind. Like, well, CNN, NBC, ABC might all be on the same side, but that gives the impression that it's that's uniform and not biased, but always have been Russian. See, now the whole Russian thing, I don't get fully. Like, they can have their own incentives, but why does it always have to be about Russia? Like, you know, they could be on the side of wealthy American corporations and businesses. They could be on the side of a lot of bad things, but This Russia thing is a bit overblown. Like, you're acting like Russia is way more powerful than what it is, right? Like, Elon had a clip just recently, you know, oh, Putin couldn't afford me. Like, you know, why would I don't get it. It's one of those like Bolshevik rhetoric fallacies, or like the McCarthyism. Anybody you disagree with is a Russian asset, just to try to, like a communist, just to discredit them. Good news is fascists always fail. I don't know what that picture is. Bad news is all the blood spill stopping them. That's actually a pretty good line. History is written in blood, one of my quotes. Or like, what was that? There was this whole analysis of like Genghis Khan that I did that was pretty good. Like, don't mistake lesser ability for greater morality, in the sense that, oh, Genghis Khan was so evil, but every other king, or not every other king, but many other, 19 on strike. You know, other kings of the time, the same time period, would have wanted to do the same thing, and many of them tried to do the same thing, but you haven't heard about them. Why? Because, oh, they weren't as successful. So you'll blame somebody who's ahead of the curve, but like, that's like don't hate the player, hate the game kind of thing. You know, history had plenty of violence and upheaval and conquering other countries and nations and things like that. So don't blame the one who was just better at it strategically and effectively. Blame, you know, the time, and say like, okay, well, plenty of other kings tried to do the same thing, or would have wanted to do the same thing, but just weren't as good at it, weren't as successful at it, so you've never heard about them. So you act like, oh, everybody was just nice and holding hands and getting together, and then, oh my goodness, the big bad Genghis Khan or somebody like that comes along. So it's less of a moral argument than an ability argument, like everyone's trying to do the same thing. Some people are just better or worse at it, right? Or at least the majority of people are trying to do that. Bath bombs. What even is that? This is kind of boring. Like, I can't find anything that really... I don't know. Good news. They're all so shitty. Like, is this really how Reddit is? People always make fun of it, but it's like... I just can't find anything. Book ban. Trump floats law to target books critical of him. Okay, let's see what this is. You want First Amendment violation? Here's the one for you. No one will enforce it. Fascism in full boom. People just use the word fascism for fucking everything, though, nowadays, to be fair. Top 1% commenter. Like, on the whole site? How come there's so many of them here? I don't really care, but there was some fallacy with that. Like, they kept saying, oh, they're trying to ban books, but, you know, like in Florida and stuff, but it's just, oh, we just want to ban them from the school library. That's an age moderation issue, so it's like, whether you agree or disagree, that's different than actually banning it, right? There's plenty of, by that logic, then every book in existence should be in a library, otherwise it's being banned. Like, just because something is readable and available in the country, right, doesn't mean that should we boycott mainstream media? Yeah, I'm not really feeling this, actually. So we'll check out maybe YouTube again. I don't know what exactly to find, but my friend always has such a good time doing that. He likes to do it sort of ironically and troll people with it. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not quite as much of a troll. Basketball legend in the making. People always get all triggered by stuff here. Like, give us some debate topics. How does this hurt LeBron's legacy, or something? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Let me do some sort of hot take. Okay, the Warriors. I did make this prediction, actually. Will win the title, even though this isn't directly this year. Hield will be a key role player, but Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry will carry the way. So again, the same guy on one side, who Jimmy Butler is able to carry the Heat to the finals as the underdog several times in the East, and we'll see how well some of these age. And obviously Curry has been able to win, like, even with a declining Clay and a declining Draymond, or I guess he was always declined because he just sucks. And Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins were like the next best players, and so he was able to win with that. Or like the Caitlin Clark issue is like, I've sort of battled back on that a little bit. The fallacy of, you know, oh, Angel Reese wanting credit and people saying, oh, she doesn't deserve this, you know, credit. It's like there's a lot of players, like think about already the best WNBA players. They're better than Clark was when she came in the league, obviously, but they never got that much attention or credit. Or other players like Cameron Brink or whatever, Angel Reese coming in, they might not be as good as her, but like let's say they're a 6 out of 10 and she's a 10 out of 10, or they're a 7 or 8 out of 10 and she's a 10 out of 10. Like she might be better, but it's still disproportionate. Whatever reason that might be, some people make it about race. I don't really care about that, but it's just like there is something to it where like the media hype that you can point to like Tim Tebow or Jeremy Lin and stuff like that. There's always like this hype train of attention for certain stories, right? It's a good storyline. People just are fans of the person, but that doesn't always mean it has to do with actual merit, like purely, because again, it's like an overrated fallacy with, like, let's look at Michael Jordan. He always got way more credit and attention from the media than Kareem, even though they'd be on similar levels, right? So just the media attention doesn't always match the I could do a troll comment for I like the fact where they shoot a 3-pointer. I'll do it like in my French style. I like the part where they shoot a 3-pointer. Everyone apparently, or everyone today, and I actually would contend that there should be a 4-point line, and this is one of those accountability fallacy moments. Like, oh, before that would ruin the game more, and they're shooting too many threes. But you don't realize that players are already, they're already doing it. They're already playing like that, shooting deep threes. So either go back to hand checking and try to make defense more stiff, where you prevent threes in general, or embrace where we already are at, where players are already shooting deep threes for spacing. So you may as well reward them with a 4-point line, like, I blue screened the fucking basketball machine. Maybe they've changed how this works. Like there would always be like some trendy hot take, like, oh, the real basketball goat is Rick Barry or some shit, and we'd be debating something. You know, obviously it's really Wilt Chamberlain. The era fallacy, I could point out, like, you know, whatever made the era weak applied to him too. He wasn't that much taller. He didn't have a bigger height advantage than like Yao Ming had. That doesn't mean you average 50 and 25. This is obviously a joke, but in a way I almost wouldn't be surprised. Maybe I am washed. Pat Riley and people calling him washed after Celtics championship. But I mean, he's always the overachiever, right? The Heat were never favored to make it to the finals even. And Kawhi, I had a good joke quote for Kawhi, like, injuries are God's way of making it fair for everybody else, because otherwise he's too good, right? So they have to keep injuring him, or he's farming Zenkai boosts. Every time he gets injured, he comes back and he's just as good, if not better. Transgender athlete thing. This is kind of a funny topic because I did actually mention something like that long before, you know, this is like 2014 period. Just I posed the idea, or maybe even before that, I posed the idea of like unisex sports, just based in meritocracy, not even to concern with this, but like, oh, there should be unisex sports because just let the best players play. Could be men, could be women, but the majority will probably be men, and it's like, who cares about that, right? It's almost like, oh, women have gotten special treatment all these years, so it's come around. Meritocracy always wins, right? So there's no problem with transgender athletes. It's just like, if you have an issue, then have a unisex league where anybody can play. And if you do have an issue, then, you know, like if it's called men's sports and women's sports, then abide by that, and then have another separate league or combine them and just say brunch spots for watching basketball. Like these are such specific posts. Like who's going to see that and actually know what's going on with that? Top post, but like top post in what period? Okay, past week or something like that. How does one have social security but is an alien? This is basketball, sir. This is a basketball. What the fuck? What? At least be a Wemby post because he's supposedly an alien. Haha. Past week. Top. I'm so confused. Or are those like somehow sponsored ones? Murdered by words. Ah, yes, like how I should pick out honestly just some of my quotes and do it like that. Astrology, like imagine blaming. What were some of the other ones? I can't remember. Absolutist takedown of. I'll troll them, dude. I'll troll them. I could just say it to anything. Like imagine blaming celestial objects for personal problems. That's one of my favorite quotes I've ever had. Read that in itself is like a logical razor. That because you might say, oh, I don't know. Let me look at somebody complaining about something to do with it. Like, oh, I'm in a bad state in my life because of the sign that I'm born under or something. Case examples of finding illness in the chart. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Any case examples of finding illness? What does that mean? Like, not really strong examples. Gemini rules the lungs and the arms. Tendency to asthma. Here we go, bro. Imagine blaming. This just sums up like my whole style. Celestial objects for personal problems, like your health issues or whatever. It's or yeah. Like, oh, let's do religion. But see, I'll get banned off of some of these. I'll get banned. Because what it does is religion is man-made. Yeah, no shit, dude. Change my view. Many people made arguments for and against. The whole point with me that I've said so much about it, you know, the need to be created. Oh my God, like your logic dictates that everything must be created and your answer is God. But then by that same metric, everything must be created, then God too must be created. So then what created God? And so it creates an endless loop and doesn't actually answer the premise that you posed. And then if you say, well, God is an exception and can be exempt from the need to be created, then so too can the universe. So then you say, well, you're making an exception to your rule, right? That, oh, well, everything had to be created. Now that's why God had to create it. But then you're also saying in that same breath, well, there's also an exception to the need to be created. And then you're saying, basketball removed. What did I even say there? Fuck. 180. Nostalgia's killing the NBA. 90s era with Jordan and Kobe was not as clean as you think. Yeah, there's a lot of inside out type of shit, but NBA career will outlast Skype. What does that even mean? Oh wow. How can Skype shut down? That doesn't even cross my mind. But yeah, if God created the universe, then what created God? And if you can make an exception to the need to be created, then it's like from 10 years ago. I haven't done it, you know, recently, but I just came up with all different logical razors and talked about all kind of different topics. So it was like from 2013 to 2014 on my old channel, but I always kind of make reference to it and bring up some of the points. So yeah, with that one, it was again, the need to be created. If you can make an exception, then why can't you make an exception there for God / the universe? And then there's also the topic of, I swear, I'll piss these people off so much that I'll get banned from one of these. But what was the other one? It's like, oh yeah, people will thank God for like saving them from a bad situation, but won't blame him for putting them in that situation. Like, you know, oh, you'll be in some flood or, you know, natural disaster. It's like, oh, thank God he saved me from that. But then why don't you blame them for putting you in that situation, right? It's like a non-accountable false absolute. And then another logical razor is what else? I have so many actually to do with religion. Like, how can you say that every other one is right but yours is wrong, right? As in, or I mean, sorry, every other one is wrong but yours is right, right? There have been so many throughout history. Hey Jamie, how's it going? So everyone is like, America's Gen Z has got religion. What does that mean? Like, it's one picture of a bunch of random people. Because of them, a long decline in the number has leveled off. Or there's an interesting overlap with like entertainment and folly favoritism. This was one of the best points actually that somebody rebutted back when I was doing this. Oh, not bad. Like I said, you know, they, like religion, why would you be concerned with something that doesn't have direct impact on your life, or like it's fictitious? And so the premise there, they fire back pretty well, and they say, okay, but you do entertainment, right? You watch movies, you play games, whatever. Those things aren't real either, but you put your time and effort and attention into them, right? What I call folly favoritism, like escapism and stuff. The beauty of that is that's a very good point, but there's one key difference is people spend their time on that also isn't real. But the difference with entertainment versus religion then would be, in that premise, the fact that one of them pretends to be real and absolute and to be worshipped and dictating life, whereas the other one at least acknowledges it isn't real. Like, so you acknowledge it's not real and it still doesn't have impact, and from a pure absolutist standpoint, like I talk about absolutist philosophy, it would still be not worth doing. But that's the main difference. At least one of them acknowledges. I don't like how the search function works. It's kind of not showing me anything really interesting. But yeah, entertainment would at least acknowledge that it's not real, but you're just doing it for psychological benefit or reasons. Whereas religion would pretend to be real, like absolute, and dictate your life and tell you what to do. And, so one of them at least acknowledges the fake state of being, the artifice of it. Magneto was right. Gene Hackman, oh yeah, I saw this article somewhere, that there's like might be foul play. None of these are really good. I really don't get how the content works on here. It all seems shitty and random. Elon's mom, Mae Musk, talks about how people should have kids even though they can't afford it. You don't have to go to the movies. You don't have to go out to dinner. No offense, but why would anyone take parenting advice for someone who clearly raised the worst person ever to live? Had a staff of servants, both paid and unpaid. He raised... Okay, dude. Yeah, that's like a stimuli acme argument that, not putting weight on reproduction in a way that, like, you should only do it when you really vouch for the state. And no, don't just do it just to do it mindlessly, right? Have some sort of aim or sense of purpose. Well, why are we getting that under movies? Yeah, like, that's what I mean. What does that have to do with movies? His work has influenced people's lives. Are we getting responses, actually? Or that's the same thing? Messages. Your comment has been removed. Fewer than 30 karma. I don't know exactly how that karma system works. Like if you get upvoted and stuff. How about like relationships? There's so many things that I see like on these little short clips. It might be better in if I do this in like a YouTube context, but I don't want to turn it into like where I'm reacting to videos. It's like, this is kind of cool though to have a record of it. So like, these would be some of my takes, but I just always verbally say them and then they get lost in the mix. This will be like a very clear text record of it, I guess, unless they all get removed. But like relationships, as in, I should maybe just go to the Reddit itself. Like, okay, go to the Reddit here, go to the movies Reddit. Let's just find like something in each of these, some kind of debate. Wait, how does religion not have more than that? Religion's more dead than fucking all of these. Basketball, 1.6, 35 million, 3.6. Oh shit, maybe some of this you aren't meant to see. Behaving a bit weirdly and I can't stop crying over it. My boy, let's do some of these like really coldly too. I'm not even doing this to troll, but emotion, fuck me. Emotion, this is one of my friends, is irrational, is nothing more. Yeah, let's say she do it, fuck it. Insistence upon the self. And even in order to best achieve the same self-interest being insisted upon, it would be more productive to suspend like how would I say it exactly? To best achieve that same self-interest being insisted upon, it would be more productive to suspend that emotion and instead focus on practical actions that would actually have an impact. Now let's address actually what she's saying though, genuinely. But just the fact that she's referring to emotion, some of this is going to be elitist victim blamer, the old school. That was one of my nicknames. Girlfriend is really friendly with other guys. Oh, here we go, bro. Let's do it. dating for 4 months. When we were bowling, my girlfriend kept hyping up one of the friends who's really good at it. She was talking to him more that day. Let's do this as a general logical razor. Imagine having a perspective. I'm gonna be getting in trouble. They're gonna ban me. I'm just gonna be seemingly like a dick. Where over 4 billion people of the opposite gender cannot be your friends with someone because they are in a relationship. Like, I don't think I'm saying that exactly how I mean to, but imagine having a perspective where over 4 billion people of the opposite gender cannot be friends with someone because they're in a relationship out of insecurity that the motivation may be romantic. Right, like think about that. So a man can't be friends with a woman outside of their relationship because, oh, they might be romantic with them. Or a woman can't be friends with a man because same thing. So like that's cutting off 4 billion people. Right, and it's not even so much attacking him, but it's like the core idea behind it. Okay, that's a good logical razor elite. Again, I'm not saying what you should or shouldn't do there, right? But it's more like, so pretend you're bisexual, then what? You can't be friends with anybody because except for your partner because you could be, if it's a man, you could be attracted to them. If it's a woman, you could be attracted to them. So then what? If you think like that, you just can't be friends with anyone then. 2 days back, thinks we were having some issues between us. Told me to notice them. I was saying whatever. We talk a lot. Actually, there are not any issues. Some discussions. Even though I was upset, oh my god, the last long talk we had was 2 days ago, where he started thinking about the time we met and how he got angry at me for shouting at cockroach. What the fuck are you talking about? He got angry at me for shouting at a cockroach. We again started to have, I'm just going to use this as an excuse to just use some of my razors, but it might not even be totally applicable. But he was saying this again and again. No one behaves like this. After we ended our call, he texted me some cute messages because by this time he thought we might over silly thing. Okay, come on, hurry up. But get to the point. I was not in the mood texting. Dry texted him. Oh my god. You love me. Don't get upset. Oh my god. I've been crying a lot last 2 days. My boyfriend has reduced the duration of our call because he thinks we end up having some issues if we talk a lot. And I can't stop crying. If simply having a conversation is such a hassle, clearly the relationship is not working. Relationships should be a positive thing and not the source of such constant drama. I don't care, dude. You asked the question. You enter the arena. Entry is consent, right? But then these little baby Reddit mods will have issue. I don't give a shit. Become a few, or let's discuss like the age issue too. Like, oh, I'm 40 years old. I'm just posing like hypothetical ones. I'm 40 years old and I'm with somebody who's 20 something. And oh my goodness, that's so bad. But why is it bad? If it's consensual, they're old enough to decide that. And it's even the age of consent is arbitrary because in some countries it's different. So in yours, you might feel self-righteous about it, but in another country, it'd be perfectly legal. So it's like, I'm not saying what it should be, but yeah. Oh, here, dude, I called it. By 27, oh no. Wait, mother? Wait, what? Doesn't do much of the old stuff she used to do because with me since she's been in a relationship. How do I stop feeling left out or disappointed? My 27 female mother. Oh, I guess it's just saying themselves. Some of these are too long. Like, I don't want to read them. That wasn't like a relationship in the sense that I'm thinking. I'm just using this as an excuse to get my logical razors out. I honestly don't know. I almost cheated on my girlfriend. 0 upvotes, 13 comments. I feel like shit. Think you should tell her. See, it's kind of like the consistency issue. It's not saying whether you should be in an open relationship or not, but it's a case of, oh, let's defend Destiny. How about that? Everybody's shitting all over Destiny. That's a good one. Here we go, bro. Here we go. Subreddit. Oh, I don't care, man. Destiny breaking into mainstream finally. He gets an article in the Daily Mail. Probably not a good article, though. 4491 word Google public document. Destiny is accused of revenge porn. He's the victim of the leak. Destiny predicts Asmongold's next word. Like the whole Melina thing, like, oh, the fact that he broke up with Melina in an open relationship proves that open relationships don't work. Because one well-known celebrity, maybe not even all that well-known, does that. Like, breaks up. Oh, so whenever any major celebrity has a divorce in a single partner relationship, I guess that invalidates all of them, right? You see how stupid of a basis that is. Should we do couples therapy? I don't know. I guess I was expecting more of a basis here. Okay, let's just do a couple here. Remember the part where Jesus says, use a website to talk about me? I'm trying not to be too much of a troll, but some of these are so stupid. Can I listen to Legend of Zelda music in Islam? Should I write G/D instead of God? Why I'm deciding to believe in the idea of God as a former atheist. But yeah, let's debunk his standard here. Always been fascinated with science and history. I would question everything. I have OCD, so one of the reasons I suffer chronic pain. Always viewed as my salvation at the end of the day. I was curious if there was an afterlife. I listened to many. Oh my god, they just go on and on with this shit. Religion is born of psychological needs and desires people have. You can make a functional argument for it, that it can be useful, give people peace of mind and structure, but the very premise is a cui bono argument. You want to believe in heaven for your loved ones or yourself. You like cui bono, who benefits? Like there's an incentive. You want to believe in hell for those who have wronged you. Just because you want to believe something does not make it true, especially in the specifics. For example, our Reddit post copyright. Do I get to, Reddit posts are considered copyright as soon as they are published, meaning the person who posted them automatically owns the copyright to the content. Like, what about my comment, though? Like, it seems silly, but I mean, these are my original quotes. Like, Reddit can do anything it wants with your comment history. You retain the rights. By submitting content, you grant us royalty-free, non-exclusive, unrestricted license to reproduce. Wait, what? Wait. You agree you have the right to submit anything you post and that your user content does not violate the copyright. Wait, but they can do whatever they want. Basically, I could publish Run DNA the novel from your comment history, and there's not much stopping me or anyone else. You would, however, retain the copyright on those comments. Idea to post significant amounts of writing on Reddit. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh, shit. Not that I really care, but at least I could say, oh, look, I did it first. People are really going to steal my shit. So that has an upvote. I don't really enjoy this. Religions, more psychological needs. For example, just because you want to believe something does not make it true, especially in the specifics. For example, the details of countless religions from various parts of the world throughout history contradict. How can they all be wrong, but only one of them be right? It clearly indicates a psychological need and desire people share to believe in an absolute granting them answers to many unknowns about the universe, but belief is not necessary with truth, for one would simply know it instead. Or not believe, belief. Bros are gonna steal my Reddit comments. Fucking dude. Basketball we already did. I don't care, man. This is stupid. I thought I would enjoy it more. I thought there'd be more substantial stuff, but I don't know. I guess I'll post these in a YouTube video too. Girlfriend is really friend. What is this? Automatically remove. It's not a hassle for us. Free upvotes. Imagine having perspective where here we go, bro. Here we go. Imagine having a perspective where over 4 billion people of the opposite gender cannot be friends with someone because they're in a relationship out of insecurity that the motivation may be romantic. Now, that's not specifically applying to him as much. I don't know the details beyond what he said, but that is the logical razor. Okay. That's the kind of dopamine rush reinforcement that you need, right? When something gets upvoted. Now I'll keep doing it. It's so stupid, man. But let me review what I did. I think I've had enough of Reddit. Let's try maybe YouTube briefly. It's just dumb doing it like this, but when I've said something over and over the years, like, okay, what film do you think of Tom Cruise? For some reason, Magnolia, based on the picture. These are just random things. Only if the corporate media sits one out. This is if I fight Joe Biden. I'm predicting the Warriors will win the title. I like the part where they shoot a three-pointer. I think that one was removed. Imagine blaming celestial objects for personal problems. That's one of my classic phrases. And this one is getting a number. Imagine having a perspective that over 4 billion people of the opposite gender cannot be friends with someone because they're in a relationship out of insecurity that the motivation might be romantic. Now, you're not wrong in fearing that. It very well might be the motivation, but, right, that's a contradiction that you're creating yourself. Like, think about that perspective. You can't be friends with anybody of the opposite gender, period, just ever in the whole world. Right? Does that sound like a healthier, positive, or logical thing? And the answer is obviously not, right? Or if it is, then that's your choice. But I mean, that just shows you where relationships are a little bit broken and fallacious because you're cutting off such a major part of life and you're acting like sex is the end all be all of everything, right? In order to be in a relationship, you have to sacrifice being with friends with everybody on the planet, right? Potentially. If you're bisexual, like, what a nightmare. Being bisexual is the worst thing ever then. You can't be friends with men or women because you might be attracted to either one. So, not a hassle for us. Or wait, what is this? Let's see, you're going to get mad. It's not a hassle for us, but I don't want him to bombard us constantly thoughts about him. That's what I have been doing over the last week. Really supportive. He still is. It's just I'm very upset that the solution he found for us, not arguing, is to stop having long talks. Okay, I'll just let it be then. Fuck, maybe I shouldn't do this. But no, what I'll do is I'll post this as a YouTube video, so that's whatever. I just don't like doing it in this form. Wait, let me do the YouTube site. I'll only do this once. I'll probably never do it again. I'm already getting pissed at how stupid it is or how I can't find the right format for it. Like, what do I find on YouTube then? I'll use like my third channel. That's not my main one, right? So it'll be like, okay, so what do I find and where do I go to? Like, what kind of topics or videos would actually be interesting to respond to? I guess you could do, I'm just going to shit all over religion. Either the next big religion. They're up to something. Like, oh, here we go. This guy is, I don't really want to, here, I'll just react to it on subtitle. What's the difference between being a Christian and being a Jew, between being a Muslim? Jews believe that Jesus was not here. This presents a fallacy that I call specifying the conflict. Basically, you are getting caught up in the minutia, which I actually don't even know how to spell that. Minutia, fuck me, of the details of various religions and not realizing the larger process. It is nothing more than a psychological need people have. Ultimately, each religion will say that its details are right and those of every other one throughout all of history are wrong, which is, again, incredibly stupid, right? Like you say, oh, Christianity is the right one and every other one is wrong. Like, how could you believe in Greek gods? Oh, they were so stupid. How could anybody believe that? Also, every other religion you'd say the same thing about, but then except for mine, they're all wrong, but mine's right. God is not a theory, he's a person. Oh, here we go, bro. Okay, what other topics are there? Like basketball, something? Let's just look at like the most trending top kind of video in each of these. Something to do with relationships. Just not as interesting as I would have thought, or it's very hard to find like what it is that you're trying to react to. And again, I don't want to actually react to the videos themselves. It gives you good ideas for topics, I guess, but it's, if I started cheating, you would never know, which is a bit of a dubious thing to say. Magnus did not prepare for this line. Slightly different note. You just appeared on the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know why these are even appearing when I'm like I'm not looking up anything. Or something weird would always appear when I looked up myself. It would be like, yeah, why does this appear? First year solved question, paper for foundation course. Whenever I type in my own name, why the fuck does that appear? Look, foundation course 2, environment studies, BU, Bopal 250722. What kind of a suggestion is that? And what does that have to do with me? Let me see. What would be some, I have to like look up something very specific to know what I'm kind of looking for. Emotion is a rational insistence upon the self. See how I just slid that in there though? That maybe has nothing to do with the actual topic. I'm dead. The astrology one, I did some of the religious ones. Destiny. Yeah, let's do that. Destiny Molina. Right, open relationships don't work. Defending open relationships after wife left you. Yes, because one relationship ending invalidates all of the same. Every time a celebrity breaks up with someone in a single partner relationship, all single partner relationships are thereby invalid. Makes perfect. I don't mean being so sarcastic, but I'm doing this for content, you see. I don't care what he says, ex-wife, what, yeah, make fun, but it's just much smarter, more enlightened. It's not so much that they don't get, but see that you don't have to be telling other people what to do, all right? You don't have to say, oh, you should be in an open relationship, but you are telling them, right, not to be in one. You're telling them you can't be in one. You're telling them it's invalid. It's rational whether you agree with open relationship or not. It's just the way that, oh, everybody would theoretically want that, but you just can't handle it, or it's easier to control in a family system, so you say not to do it. One open relationship ending invalidates all of the same. Every time a celebrity breaks up with someone in a single partner relationship, all single partner relationships are thereby invalid. Makes perfect sense. Like, again, just because yours doesn't work out Or so what if it did work out then? So he didn't break up, so they're right. After your wife left you for her side man, like, so if somebody cheats on you in a single partner relationship, does that mean then what, they're all invalid? I'm not even addressing again what the video is about. The boss replaced the husband, the office replaced the home. It's almost like you'd have to guess what they're saying. Or I guess I just don't like playing other people's content. Duolingo. What are some other ones? Maybe I should have had like an itinerary prepared, but I didn't want to do this for too long. Rips reporter defends teachers. Have you peaked? Probably when he was 28, 82. It's weird that I'm even seeing some of this stuff because I don't really use this account, so it would just be suggesting stuff randomly. Whiplash, but it's not yellow. That does make the effect very noticeable. Yeah, I don't know. Podcast, gaming. I'm not really up to date with modern gaming. Or why is it showing me only chess? Maybe because I post chess videos, even though I don't really. 94,000 watching worldwide. Holy shit. 100 hours of check. Like, this is the kind of shit that you get. I just can't decide on even how to find something. I'm not doing a video for Avowed. Video for Avowed. Also. 97, how to become Pope. 97% died, 3% resigned. Or there's just like a lot of correlation is causation fallacy with, you know, just because one thing happens doesn't mean everything works that way. Let me think. I was trying to like find stuff that's sort of trending or in a certain category. Video, or I could do that too. I go to like live chats and troll people. Right, like L take this and that. Like people sometimes do that. A 4 million period film shouldn't look like this. This is The Witch, I think. Is he saying that in a positive way or a negative way? Probably a positive. Like 4 million is cheap by today's standards. The movie that always surprised me with that is Signs from M. Night Shyamalan. That had like a $70 million budget when there's barely any special effects. You only see the alien like a couple times, and it doesn't even look that good for even the time period. And most of the other stuff is just standing around the farm and doing stuff like, you know, why is it that high? Or yeah, let me try to play that game actually, since we're not doing anything noteworthy. Let's do the let's do the try to name 100 women challenge, whatever. Which we could just do in like a Word document. Name 100 women. Just like a Word document in a browser. Oh my god, just like something. No, just let me do it. Type in browser, like for fuck's sake, man. Bro. Okay, here we go. We'll try to name 100. I don't even know how we would count it though. Do I really have to fucking... Okay, so I'll set up a timer even though I could already be thinking about it. 7, 8, 9, holy shit. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 30. The problem is even keeping track of the ones that you've already done. 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. I guess my friends already posted some of those things, so I guess I don't feel as bad about doing it. It just feels like the first time that somebody will see this logical razor, right, from 10 years ago would be on some shitty Reddit post. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. See, those are the ones that would kind of piss me off, though, if I was asking the question. Like, you might be saying something that's logically true, but it doesn't really address or solve the problem, but it addresses sort of the larger process behind it. I don't know, something about doing that actually disgusted me, though. This is why I never do. It's just stupid. The whole thing is just dumb. But there's no other way for me to do it now because I don't have like a debate format properly. So it's just kind of dumb. Okay, let's just do it here. We'll try this. We'll do a timer. I think you're supposed to do like 5 minutes. And then I'll do maybe Twitter briefly, and I don't think I even want to. That was enough of a session. It just shows you I don't like doing that kind of thing, but it's also just hard to find, even topically, like what timer. Okay, let's see what we got here. Just that YouTube one wasn't really all that interesting. Just give me a 5-minute timer. No, it's very hard to find anything actually interesting to react to. So let's see here. Okay, starting now. So we'll do Anya Taylor Joy. You know what I mean though. Ellen Page before she became Elliot Page. How about Scarlett Johansson? I don't even know how you spell it. Britney Spears. I can't even type. Taylor Swift, Vanessa Hudges, or however you spell it. You know, let's do Pokimane. That's her real name, I'm pretty sure, and I should have to do the real name, I guess, but Sigourney Weaver. What about Audrey Hepburn? Obviously, they don't have to still be alive. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, who was like Miss Universe at one point. These are some Indian actors. Priyanka Chopra. How about Georgia Maloney, or however you say her name. Jill Biden. Melania Trump. I don't know if like younger people should count. I guess they should. Kai Trump. I don't know how old she is. You could just do usernames. Like honestly, Valkyrie. It's actually kind of hard. Like the time is ticking down. Actors, actresses. Susan Boyle. So you could just do like Jennifer Smith or Jessica Smith or something, because it's gonna be. I should almost be down to, man, 5 minutes is shorter than it feels like. I don't know, just other actors, actresses. Charlize Theron from Monster and other things. Catherine Bigelow. I mean, I guess part of it is the timing, even though I tend to be pretty fast at typing. Wow, this is crazy. Like other singers like Hayden Panettiere and who else? Allison Williams. Let's do that. Aisling Cowan, who's like a hypnotist from the UK, or like Susie Hayner. How about Catherine Hickland? Like, fuck, I don't know. How do I know some of these? Anna Rose. Some of these might be stage names. Let's do other streamers like you had Pokimane, Valkyrie. I guess I don't know too many female streamers. I don't know, bro. Wow, that was really hard though, actually. There must be so many that I'm not thinking of, just like modern actresses. Natalie Portman. It's just hard to do it in that span of time. Like, what the fuck? Natalie Portman. What's the chick's name? The chick in Gravity and stuff. Fuck. Jennifer Aniston. I don't know if I did. Courtney Cox. Who plays Lisbon and Robin Tunney, The Mentalist. Who plays Laura Prepon is like Donna in the '70s show. Mila Kunis. Who plays that? I was just asking. I forgot. Let's do Margot Robbie. I'm like kind of overthinking it. There must be so many people I could think of, but who's the chick who plays in Big Bang Theory? I forget her name. This is actually really hard. I could have probably gotten about 50. Margaret Thatcher, I probably already did. Thatcher. Oh, let's just do female chess players then. Really. Alexandra Votez, Andrea Votez, what's her name? Anna Kramling. Her mom, Pia Kramling. I mean, that's kind of a cheese. Pia Kramling, I don't know her dad's name. Okay, fine, dude. Holy shit. I did about 40. Yeah, that format was actually kind of a little annoying, and I didn't really enjoy it, but what else could we do? Should we indulge a Twitter account just for the fuck of it?